Ready to pair. Bluetooth connected.
This is the Gravastar Venus. When Gravastar reached out to me and offered to send me one of their unique mecha-style Bluetooth speakers, I was definitely intrigued. They looked pretty awesome online, but of course I had to judge it for myself in person. This thing's pretty sweet. So the Gravastar line actually started as an Indiegogo project back in 2019, and it was really successful. Their original goal was to make just some really awesome sci-fi mecha Bluetooth speakers, and they totally nailed it. Before we get any further into this video, I should say that I was sent this speaker by Gravastar. However, they are not paying me to say anything in particular during this video. This is all my own thoughts on it. However, there is an affiliate link down in the description below where you can get one of these for yourself. So as soon as I got this speaker in the mail, it already looked awesome. The packaging and presentation are absolutely top-notch. There's this really cool sci-fi artwork that wraps all around the outside of the box. It creates this really cool atmosphere. You can see the Venus speaker just kind of looming over the horizon. You guys know how much of a sucker I am for some cool box art, and this is definitely cool box art. When you slide the outer sleeve off of the box, you can see the same artwork recreated on the inner packaging, and then there's just this little pull tab on the side that you pull out on. It's got like a little magnetic clasp, and the front and side of the box open up to reveal the speaker itself. Once, of course, you remove all the packing material and accessories that are packed in on top of it. One extra little touch they added to the packaging is that there's actually this little mini comic printed on the inside flap of the box. Totally unnecessary. They did not have to do that, but it was still a really neat surprise when opening the box for the first time. So the biggest draw of the Gravastar Venus is the design, and the design for this thing looks so cool. It's got this really unique, futuristic sci-fi look. It's like this little walking ball with little tripod feet. Unfortunately, they are not articulated, but they do a great job of holding the thing in place because it has some nice little rubber grips on the bottom. But aside from those rubber feet and the black rubber sections on the top, this thing is almost entirely made out of metal, and it is freaking heavy. It's only about the size of a baseball, but this thing's gotta weigh at least 3 pounds. Now, the Venus is available in a variety of different colors. I chose the white one because I thought it would go well with the lamp you can see in the background. However, when I got it in person, it was a much warmer, creamier white than I was expecting, so it didn't really match up in that regard, but it's still a pretty cool color scheme regardless. If the white and black isn't really doing it for you, there are a variety of other color schemes to choose from, as well as a few different equipment variants as well. Yes, you can actually get a version of the Venus that's fully armed up with guns and shields and everything, and it looks awesome. Gravastar has also been pretty regularly putting out new color variants and new versions of these speakers, so if you don't see anything that catches your fancy right now, maybe come back in a few months and there'll be something that's more your style. Now, presumably because this is meant to be a portable speaker, there is a little loop in the top that I guess you're supposed to like put a little bit of lanyard through and like hang this off your backpack or something. I don't know. I wouldn't do that myself. This thing's so heavy that I'd honestly be worried about it dropping off and like killing a cat or something. Like this is a hefty chunk of metal. It really is. It's built like a tank, and boy can you tell as soon as you pick it up. If you do want to actually take one of these around with you, there is a carrying case that's sold separately. So as far as operating the Gravastar Venus goes, it's pretty straightforward. You got 4 buttons here on the top. The one here on the left is your power. Then you got your Bluetooth pairing. And then there's these 2 raised bumps right here that are your volume up and volume down. The charge port on the underside is USB-C, as it should be. Gravastar also had the foresight to give the included charging cable a 90-degree end on the USB-C side, which means you can plug the speaker in to charge it while you're still using it. Now, if your Venus is going to be sitting on the table long term and you just want to have something cool you can dock it on that's a little bit more interesting than just a basic USB cable, they do make a dedicated charging dock that you can buy separately. So as you saw in the opening, the Venus makes some very cool noises when you power it on.
Ready to pair. Bluetooth connected.
I never get tired of hearing that. Along with the sound effects, there is also an RGB light ring that lights up around the center of the speaker. If you want to change the color of the ring, you just press down both of the volume buttons at the same time, and there are several different colors you can cycle through. I'm a fan of the green myself. Pairing it to a device is also very simple. As you heard when I powered it on, it immediately linked up to my phone, but if you're pairing it up to a new device, you just hold this button down to put it into its Bluetooth searching mode. You turn on Bluetooth on your device. I probably don't have to explain this to you. You probably understand how it works. Just know that it links up and pairs with pretty much everything very well. Another thing worth noting about pairing is that if you have two of these, you can actually pair them in tandem as a pair of stereo speakers. Now as for how the Gravastar Venus itself sounds to the speaker, well, I'm not going to pretend like I'm some kind of audio enthusiast, so I'm not going to give you some in-depth breakdown of the frequencies and how the bass and treble and mids balance out with each other and how neutral and clean it sounds and all that stuff. I'm not about that. I'm not about that at all. All I can say about it is that it definitely sounds good enough for me. You can really see the subwoofer going back there. All the audio I've tried playing on this so far sounded nice and clear. The speaker gets pretty loud, and when you crank it up to the max, not only is this speaker pretty darn loud for its size, but you can see the subwoofer in the back moving like crazy, and it looks awesome both on camera and in person. But even if it didn't sound as awesome as it does, the Gravastar Venus would still be a really cool piece of tech. The Venus is perfect for mecha fans that want a cool set of speakers that fit the theme of their room. You could literally slip one of these on a shelf with your gunpla, and most people probably wouldn't even realize that it was actually a speaker. I've even seen a couple other builders in the community paint the larger Mars model, and they turned out awesome. Every single detail about this product so clearly had a ton of love and care poured into it. Everything from the packaging, the unboxing experience, the graphic design, the design of the speaker, the materials they use for the speaker, the build quality, the sound quality, it's all top notch. I touched on this a little bit earlier, but there is also a larger model of speaker produced by Gravastar called the Mars, which is even bigger. It's got more pronounced legs. It looks awesome. It's got some additional features as well that you don't get on the Venus, like more control over the RGB, better battery life, and an awesome touch control bar on the top for adjusting the volume. They've even come out more recently with a pair of earbuds that have a similar industrial design aesthetic. Now the standard retail price of the Gravastar Venus is $89, and while I think that is maybe just a tiny bit on the high side, I think given the build quality of this speaker and just how well made it is in general, I think it's pretty reasonable. However, if you're watching this video as it's coming out, there is currently a Christmas sale going on Gravastar's website where you can get one of these for, I believe, just under $70. And at that price, I can fully recommend it. If you want to get a Gravastar Venus, a Gravastar Mars, or even a pair of Gravastar Venuses from Gravastar's official website, you can use the affiliate link down in the description below and get yourself some awesome sounding Mecha Bluetooth speakers. But that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Gravastar for being patient with this video. It was kind of a long time coming. If this is your first time on Channel 2S, I don't know how this is the first video you watch from me. It's kind of a weird one, but I do typically Gundam and gunpla stuff, so subscribe if that sounds cool to you. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. And as always, I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.